Hi friends, this is Sivaraman. Welcome to Pictures and Paintings. I have been painting parrots for quite some time now, like 9 10 months. Wanted to do something different and then maybe continue with my series on parrots. When I was thinking what else to paint, I came across this white beauty. I have tried white subjects in the past, uh, fairly successful is what I would say. So I was a little unsure how well the white peacock would read, but I felt that's also going to be the challenge which I wanted to take up. My first painting of a white subject turned out to be a utter disaster. I'm sure you wouldn't believe this was meant to be white flowers. I started it off as a white subject and then finished with the purple colored flowers. And then my second attempt wasn't as bad as that. It was fairly good. Sulfur cockatoo. In the sulfur cockatoo, I used a little bit of dominant blue and purple in the shadows to get the white thing out. But when I decided I would do this peacock, I did not want any other dominant color coming in. So I tried using muted grays and muted browns to get the details in the shadow region. In fact, when I finished, I felt like how a sculptor would feel when he gets a sculpture out of a rock by chiseling the unwanted portion of the rock. What I did was quite similar. I had a white peacock in a white paper, so I need to just carve out the shadow details so that the peacock comes out. I really enjoyed this, and if you were convinced this looks like a white peacock, there lies my success.
I started the peacock painting with a very loose pencil sketch. The idea was to get the composition right. Composition is nothing but see where the character should be placed, how far it should be from the borders, and how big it should be within the paper that we have. So wanted to first get that right. Keeping it very loose allows you to ensure everything is in proportion before you start darkening or firming up your sketch. This is something which I'm trying to do more and more. So after a very rough sketch, I started adding more detail like the skin around the eyes and the feathers on top of the head. Those are some of the things which are going to be the characteristics of this particular bird in this painting. So I wanted to ensure all those look right. So I spent a good amount of time getting those details right. Once the face was sketched to my liking, I started penciling all the feather details that I wanted to be showing during painting. This is also the stage where I mentally make up my mind to decide on what feathers from the reference photograph that I'm going to be ignoring and which are the ones that I'm going to be painting. So once the sketch was ready, one of the first things I did was to mentally make up my mind on which are going to be the white regions in the peacock, and I wanted to ensure I accidentally don't tint them because the white color in watercolor will never look as white as the paper itself. So if you are painting white subjects, best would be to leave the paper white as the white regions of the character. So after mentally making up my mind, I started off with the shadow region, and once the base wash of the shadow is done, I started painting the details. I started it off from the face, as that's going to be my focus of attention, a area where I want the viewers to look at when they see the painting. I painted the details in the eye. I ensured these whites in the specular highlight doesn't get tinted. There was a good difference between the center black and the iris around it. Eye plays a crucial role in any picture. If you get the eyes right, the painting is definitely going to work. Nowadays, I start my painting by first painting the eyes. I ensure when I'm fresh and energetic, I get the eyes right. This painting is no exception. And once I was happy with how the eye was coming, I left it at that stage and then moved on to the other details around the face and the feathers on top of the bird. One way to ensure we don't have to figure out too many things during painting is to ensure we get all the details in the pencil sketch and then keep discounting unnecessary information as we move into the painting stage. For the shadows, I mixed up a gray tone using Payne's gray and added a little bit of blue tone to it. And I did not want to go with one monotonic shadow color. So to complement the blues, I wanted to add a little bit of contrasting warm tone, as if the peacock has picked up a little bit of dirt from the ground or the brown environmental light bouncing back. I wanted to take that as the motivation and keep my entire shadow region filled with both warm and cold tones. Warm tone would be the colors from the yellow, orange, red family, and cold tone would be the colors from the blue, green family. So here I had used a gray with a little bit of blue tone as the primary shadow color. And in places where I wanted to show a little bit of the form, I have used warm tone. The warm tone is a combination of yellow ochre and a little bit of white. The beak also has a very very subtle tone of pink, and for the background the original plan was to go with a similar contrast like the contrast on the birds. Used a little bit more saturated blue tone and some browns, but then I did not find that very appealing, so slowly kept increasing the darkness value till I was happy with how it was coming. And again, one other way to make our whites on the subject pop out is to ensure we don't leave any other white regions in the picture competing with the white color in the main subject. So I ensured I toned the white colors in the background in a subtle way so that it looks fairly bright but not white. And the peacock started standing out as the white peacock. While I was doing all this, I was very careful. I don't go with too much of dark color in one go. I started off with subtle shadow tones, and then once I knew it was working out, then I started slowly adding a little bit more details. Kept adding the darkness in layers so that if I think something is not working out, I wouldn't have gone too far. It is easier for me to correct the mistake. At this stage, the picture was fairly coming out well. I was happy with how the face was looking like and the feathers. I was almost there. So all that was needed was a little bit more contrast on the face to help it pop out from the background. So I took a little bit more stronger gray tones and then gave one more coat to the corners and creases around the face and the region between the feathers. So all I wanted to add as a final touch was to add a subtle layer of darkness on the body of the peacock just next to the face so that the white face starts standing out a little bit against a dark background. But I consciously wanted to ensure it wasn't going anywhere close to the background in terms of the darkness because I wanted the character to not have too many dark regions in it. And that's it. I was done. With this, we have come to the end of this video. So before we wrap it up, let's take a quick look at all the three tips that I have mentioned in this video. One, before you start painting, first identify the regions where you are going to leave it as white. Second, start with the shadow regions, start with mild color and then build your darkness. Third would be to make the white region in the background off-white so that it doesn't compete with the white portions of the subject. With this, I am going to wrap up with the hope the video was both interesting and informative. Before you move on, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We would love to know what you think.
I am periodically posting videos in this particular channel. So if you like, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so that every video that I post comes to you. I am eager to hear what you think. So please keep putting your comments in the comment box and let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you for watching this. See you soon in the next one. Until then, bye bye.